Hey guys, we're going to be talking about my favorites today, my recent favorites. And because last month was Mishmas, this favorites is going to be quite the smattering of fashion and home stuff and fragrance and beauty or whatever. So let's go ahead and get started with some fashion. I do want to point out this beautiful sweater that I am wearing. This has been an absolute favorite of mine. This past month, it has gotten very, very chilly here in Vegas, and this 100% cashmere mock neck from Lily Silk has been a total lifesaver because it's warm enough, but also thin enough to wear like in almost any situation. So if some place is like overheated, it's okay. This is still thin, it's very breathable. And the thinness also helps, like if I'm gonna put a coat on over this, it just slides right in. I don't feel like I'm getting too bunched up or anything, but it's cashmere. So it's so warm and it's been so cozy. So it's this stand-up mock neck, so it doesn't fold over. I love this silhouette, it's so good. It also has some nice detailing, like a split cuff here, and also some like tiny eyelets here down the body. You'll also see it down the side seam here. So really pretty detailing that you probably wouldn't even notice from far away, but you'll see it up close, which is really nice. And it's just a great neutral color. It's so beautiful. This is a size large, so we have like the drop shoulder situation here, and it is, I'll try to stick like an image of me where you can see the whole sweater on my body. But it is very boxy, so it's not like very fitted or anything. And this design is so classic, it's so versatile. So I can throw it on with jeans, makes it really casual, I can run errands in them, or I feel like I can put this on with a pair of trousers or even a long skirt, and it looks really nice for a dinner out or something a little fancier. Of course, you can always amp it up with some jewelry or whatever. So I've just been wearing this piece so much, and I should make note of the fact that I have been wearing this quite a bit in and out of my house, and there's been no pilling. No, sorry, I'm going to show you my armpit because this is generally where a lot of pilling happens because that's where there's the most like friction. No pilling there. And I don't even see not even necessarily pilling, but I don't see this getting fuzzy or hairy, which I feel like is the precursor to pilling. So I'm really happy that I'm not even seeing any of that. It's worn beautifully. The quality is so incredible. And yeah, it's like just the perfect weight. Such a gorgeous cashmere. I love it. Of course, I'll link to this and everything that I'm mentioning down below in my description box, but I did want to talk about this. The other piece of clothing I wanted to mention is this, oh gosh, my hair's all over it, is this Renew Fleece half zip pullover from Everlane. And I picked this up, I think, was it during Mishmas? Oh yeah, it was during my Black Friday sale haul. Not only has this piece become indispensable in my wardrobe, I feel like if I just need an extra layer, like today, if I just need to get into my car and run a couple errands, this over this sweater, perfect. It's like in the high 40s, but super windy. And when it's windy here in Vegas, it like cuts right through you. Anyway, this is like the perfect combo, but I throw this on when I go to the gym. I throw this on when I run errands. I throw this on if we're just gonna go out and grab a quick bite or something. It's just perfect. I don't have to tell you how versatile this is. But I love the colors. I love this like off-white. It goes with everything. You guys know how much I love green. So this olive green is like a neutral in my wardrobe. It goes with everything, jeans, pants, black, camel, navy, like everything. And this piece has set off like a teddy piece frenzy in my life. As you guys know, I hauled two jackets from H&M of like a really thick teddy fleece and it has this really high neck. Those jackets, I wear those probably just as much as I wear this one now. I didn't bring those in because those are a little bit newer to my collection and this really was like the genesis of the fleece. But I love those jackets as well. Those are really great. They're a little bit thicker than this. Anyway, this is just set off a teddy fleece frenzy. I even got another H&M jacket. Another one. I'll haul that in a future video for you guys. But it's like a light green and it looks like a liner jacket. Oh my God, it's like the perfect complement to this and those two other zip-up jackets that I got. But anyway, I think I need to like stop myself from getting any more like fleecy products, even though I love them so much. They're so cozy. This is so soft, so warm, so cozy. I love it. I love it. So I just wanted to mention this guy. Another favorite of mine, I'm wearing them also, are these new earrings that I got from Luna over at Lucifer Vir Honestus. You guys have heard me talk about this jewelry line ad nauseum, but I love these. So she sent these over to me for Christmas, just the most beautiful Christmas present. But I love that they're pearls. They're Baroque pearls, which Luna and I love. We talked about our love for them. We also have a deep love of moonstones, as you guys know. And I think these are just so cool. They're asymmetric. And all of her pieces are one of a kind. So if there's anything that I'm ever wearing jewelry wise and you get in touch with her, she can do whatever you want. If you want a pair with that are more symmetrical, she can do that, of course. Or if you want one with just one on each side, she can do that also. But she sent this to me and I was like, oh my God, this is perfection. I love asymmetry. So I love that this side has 3 pearls and then there's 1 spoke. And then this side has 3 spokes and 1 pearl. I just love it. I love that the pearls are Baroque pearls. So they're more organic, again, less asymmetric looking. They're very like freeform looking. They're super comfortable. Luna's jewelry is always comfortable despite them being very statement pieces, super duper comfortable. You can see that this doesn't like pull down on my ear too much. It's not that heavy. This is not heavy either. Very comfortable. I forget I'm wearing them by the end of the day. I love them so much. So I just wanted to call these out because they're just stunning. Like all of her pieces, they're just absolutely stunning. So anyway, those are my favorite fashion pieces from the past month. And I thought I would talk about some candles. As you guys know, I'm a candle fanatic. I have a lot of scented candles. And I actually purchased quite a few candles during Mishmas, if you guys recall. And one of them is this Coing, Coing candle from Diptyque. And there was actually one in my advent calendar. It's such an interesting fragrance. Let me actually refresh my memory and look up how Diptyque describes this. Okay, well, I'm just going to read to you what it says on the site because I couldn't describe it better. A perfume with a hint of apple and pear. Its fruity, familiar notes conjure up the flavor of quince preserve or quince paste. Absolutely. A scented candle with a fragrance so sweet, so tangy that all your senses flash back instantly to mouth-watering treats enjoyed in childhood. A moment to savor. That's exactly what it is. It smells like quince. When I was a knitwear designer, there is a yarn company called Quince & Co. And I've always known what quinces looked like. I've seen pictures of quinces. And then, when I started working with this company, I was like, oh, quince. And I was like, I don't know if I've ever actually eaten quince or smelled quince. And I remember being in a supermarket where they had quince paste and I bought it and I opened it up and it's this scent. It smells like this. I mean, this is a little bit more, like a teensy bit more perfumed than that, but it smells like quince. It's so tangy. I love it. It's so tangy. It's so fruity, but there's a real like fall winterness to it. It's not fruity in that like fruity, sweet, bright kind of way. There's almost like an herbalness to it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So this candle, I will say, doesn't have the best throw. I have really high ceilings. The rooms in my house are, on a bigger scale. If I light this here in my filming room, I can smell it. It smells great. But if I light this up in my kitchen, which, is kind of open concept, I don't really smell it until I get very close. So I started playing around with lighting another candle to complement it or to help it carry. And so I finally landed on Nargile, which is another Diptyque candle, and this one smells like honey. This combination is like magic, absolutely magic. This nargile is much stronger than the coin. So I definitely smell the honey, like when I have both lit. I smell the honey first, and then I feel like it carries this scent with it. And you just smell like a touch of that tanginess. Oh my God, it's so good. And the honey has that sweetness that the coin just doesn't really have. It's just, like I keep saying, it's just very tangy and has like an herbal kind of earthy scent to it. This has the sweetness of the honey. It's very almost like a buttery, warm kind of scent. This is so good and it's perfect for the kitchen. So I've been burning both together, like right on my kitchen counter. I mean, the only downside is that it really makes me actually salivate, which I am right now. It makes me salivate, so it makes me very hungry. Oh, but it's divine. This combination is divine. So I highly recommend getting both because so good. I mean, they're great individual, and if you don't have really high ceilings and smaller rooms, this is, I think, would be great. This would be great anywhere. I think the honey really has an amazing throw. Oh, it's so good. These two together are so, so good. Now, since we're talking about fragrances, we're talking about diptyque. Let me talk about a couple fragrances, actual fragrances, personal fragrances that I've been enjoying this past month. And I got both of these during Mishmas. So, L'Autre, I'm sure I've completely slaughtered that, but I think it means the other in French. This has such a great spicy scent, but in a really like food gourmand kind of way. It's not spicy where it's very woodsy and it's like an aftershave. No, this actually smells like a spice cabinet. And I love it. I mean, it's just so like deep fall, winter when you're home, you're baking, you're cooking with a lot of different spices. So what it says on the diptyque site, again, I couldn't say it any better: nutmeg, cumin, caraway. L'Autre Eau de Toilette radiates 27 essences from places like Damascus, Palmyra, and other regions. Its fragrance speaks of a journey to some faraway place and also of the haunting sillage of a loved one, subtly scenting the skin with spicy notes. You know, actually, after reading that description, this does kind of remind me of Morocco, of walking through the markets, and every time we went into a spice store or spice stand, I would get a whiff. I would get a whiff of like nutmeg and cumin. And it's an eau de toilette, so it is on the lighter side. I feel like it stays with me all day, but it's not like I wake up smelling like it. And despite it being like warm in terms of like the spices or whatever, it still like has a lightness to it. It smells a little bit like, this smells like kombucha. This smells like ginger kombucha. Yes, that's exactly what it smells like. Okay, my work here is done. Anyway, I do love that. I've been wearing that quite a bit. The fragrance that I've been kind of going back and forth with, you guys could have guessed, is the Armani Pkwy Bois d'Ensen. And I've told this story a gazillion times, so I'm not going to bore you guys, but I first smelled this when I was in Milan. And I asked about it. They gave me the whole background story on it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I forgot the name of it. And then I found myself at Harrods in London, and I was trying to describe it to the really lovely gentleman that was working the fragrance counter. And he was like, Bois d'Ensen. And I was like, Bois d'Ensen, that's it. So he brought it out. And when he first sprayed it, I was like, I don't know if that's it. He's like, it has to be. Because I was telling him the story of, Armani's inspiration behind the fragrance. And it's because when you first spray this, it's a really very like strong, sharp kind of scent. And then it immediately kind of evens out and you start to smell like all of the different layers. It is so unique. I think the direct inspiration is like incense burning in like an old stone church. And if you throw in a little like vetiver, that's exactly what you're smelling. And it's so funny. So my friend Laura was here over Mishmas, and when she closed her eyes and smelled this, she was like, I smell like an old castle. And when I close my eyes and smell this, I'm like, I smell incense. And it really is, it's like the combination of those two things is the inspiration behind this. So it's definitely a much longer lasting fragrance than the diptyque I was just mentioning. This is like a 1, maybe 2 spritz kind of fragrance. I can definitely smell it on my person when I wake up the next day. But this is by far the most unique fragrance I have in my collection. It is just, it's so cool. It's so, so cool. Guaranteed, if you're to get this fragrance, no one else is going to smell, unless you're hanging out with me, no one else is going to smell like this. And everyone is going to wonder, like, what is that? It's one of those. It's a very provocative scent. So, oh my gosh, I've been loving this so much. And it's such a beautiful bottle. Look at that, like pebble top. Okay, and the rest of my favorites are makeup, of which I don't have a ton because, again, I think Mishmas kind of threw me off. I didn't have like a lot of new makeup to try, and I was kind of using the same things over and over again. But I do have a bunch of lip products to share with you. So the new Rouge Coco Balm in 936 and 938, Chilling Pink and Keep Cool. I cannot get enough of these. In fact, I can't get enough of these so much that I ordered backups. So here are my backups. Here are the ones that I actually just pulled from my purse because they have to be with me at all times. So the Chilling Pink is 936, and That is, no, I have Keep Cool on my lips right now, actually. You're not even gonna see it. It's like a barely a tinted balm. What it does do is it will give your lips a beautiful, like highlight kind of finish versus actually adding like a color pigment to your lips. So it really just adds like an effect to your lips. I love it. I love it so much. And it just reminds me of so many other Chanel lipsticks that I love that have been discontinued. Like there was one that was almost like a white color in the tube and it was part of the Camellia launch. Do you guys remember that? I like killed myself trying to find a backup of it, never got it. And it had the same exact kind of like effect to the lips. I was so annoyed that I couldn't find a backup of it. Anyway, now we have this chilling pink, and then Keep Cool has a little bit more pigment to it, and it is very, very cool toned. This is, oh, here's, I don't think I showed you the bullet. So this is Keep Cool 938, and this is 936 chilling pink. So here is the Keep Cool. So there's just a little bit more of a hint of pigment in there. Hope you can see that. It actually kind of matches my nails. That is what I have on my lips. I'll actually reapply. These are very moisturizing. I think the last time Chanel came out with new, I keep wanting to say like flavors, new shades of the Rouge Coco Balm. I don't know, I think it was maybe part of their La Beige collection over the summertime. I can't remember. My brain is addled. But I remember trying them and I was like, these are not moisturizing at all. I did not like the texture of them. They were kind of dry. And they were a little bit more pigmented than I thought a tinted like lip balm would be or should be. And so I wasn't really sure what to expect when I ordered these. I fell in love. As you guys know, if you watched my haul video, I fell in love immediately. Not only is the formula, I think, a proper balm, it's very moisturizing, it feels great on the lips, it slides right on, but these shades are so perfect just to make your lips look a little bit more luscious and juicy without any sort of like commitment. You can just throw them on without a mirror and go. So, so good. They're finally being sold online because when I first got these, I ordered them from my sales associate over in the Miami boutique, Gio, whom you guys know as well. And he sent them over and I was like, oh my God, these are amazing. And then I couldn't find them online and I had to go back to him and be like, can I order more? And he's the one that sent me my backup. So anyway, they're now available online. Chanel, I think Nordstrom has them. Anyway, I'll link to them down below, or they'll be tagged in YouTube down below as well. So those two tinted balms I keep in my purse pretty much. I just transfer them from whatever purse I'm using to whatever other purse I'm using. But what I've been reaching for while I'm sitting at my vanity is this combination, which is the Farah Hamidi lip liner, but not in dough, in Minky, which is the deeper nude shade. So this is Minky, and actually let me just swatch dough right next to it. So Minky is a little bit warmer, a little bit deeper, and then this one is dough. So this is the one that I still use a ton, and I've mentioned this 1,000 times, but I've moved over to Minky because it's just a little bit deeper, and I've been pairing it with the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm in Nectar. So this is the one that comes in that, I can't remember the name of the gift set, but the one that I got in that red box, it came with this, it came with their first powder blush, and it came with that biscuit lit up highlight stick. Anyway, I love this. I love this Nectar shade. Let me do a swatch, even though it's almost clear. There's a real theme to my favorite lip products. So anyway, I'll put this on after I line my lips with the Minky, and I just kind of smudge the two together. It's so beautiful. It's so, so good. It's so, so good. Actually, let me refresh the Minky here. There really is something so special about these Farah Hamidi shades because I feel like if I use this lip pencil in the exact same shade as it appears on my lips, I would look like I had this like super deep outline on my lips, but it just somehow, it's got to be the undertone. It just somehow blends right into my lip color. And I just soften it up a little bit by just running my finger over my lip line and it blends right into these Rouge Cocoa Balms, and it blends right in with this Nectar Liquid Lip Balm. So I'll start the day off. I'll start the day off with this combo, and then as the day progresses and I'm out and about, I reach into my bag and grab one of those Rouge Cocoa Bombs. It almost doesn't matter at this point which one I grab. I love them both, but the 938 definitely has a little bit more tint to it. So that is it for my December favorites. I'm definitely gonna have a lot more beauty favorites for January favorites, which I'll do next month, because I purchased quite a few things at the beginning of January, like this blush from Tom Ford, which I'm loving. I'm loving this mini eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona, but those came in January, so since we're doing December favorites, I thought I would leave them for next month. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this was a quick one, but I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.